Here comes the customer.
Oh, I said, no more noise.
That's all you have to do. Just to keep it.
Oh, well, it's pretty good. I went 5, I'd be like, hey,
We're going to take some.
I got the originals signed there.
And then if I forget it, but you get these on that, Walnut Grove, that's all you have to speak to that.
Okay. But we're putting that on the.
Oh, I know. You got it. You stay for the whole movie?
Yeah.
You stay for the fireworks, fireworks at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. It's pretty late. 6:30. Good evening, everyone. I will now open this public hearing. We are present tonight at the second advertised public hearing to receive public comment on rezoning requests from the citizens. Christina Castillo's proposal to rezone her property from residential R1 to town center zoning. City Attorney Paul Stewart will act as the zoning administrator for this proposed zoning. Stewart, I'll turn this meeting over to you at this time.
good evening. This public meeting has been called on citizen-initiated application received by Christina Castillo, who resides at 662 Old Gainesville Highway in the corporate city limits of Pendergrass. And pursuant to its zoning authority, is asking the city of Pendergrass to amend its text of its land use management code and allow for a change in the zoning of her property from residential to town center zoning. This public hearing has been duly advertised in the Jackson Herald as required by law. I'm going to go over the process for these public hearings as required by Chapter 21.3 of the City Land Use Management Code. If this is not your first time, you've probably heard me do this before, but if you'll just be patient. There shall be a 10-minute minimum time period, or a minimum time period of 10 minutes for public hearing for the proponents of the rezone request to present data, evidence, and opinions. Any member of the City Council may ask questions of the applicant or the agent of the applicant. As the appointed zoning administrator, I shall read a brief synopsis of the city's review of this application. Ms. Castillo is the applicant. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation, I shall initiate the public comment portion of this hearing. There shall be a time period of 10 minutes for public input as to the application. The City Council is hearing tonight. Any opponents to this application shall also have a period of 10 minutes to present data, evidence, opinions, and ask questions of the applicant. Prior to speaking, each speaker shall clearly identify themselves and state his or her current address. Each speaker shall speak only as to the merits of the proposed application under consideration and shall address his or her remarks to the hearing body. This is not an appropriate forum for personal attacks on any person in the room, and all remarks should be limited to the relevant issues regarding this application only. After the public input section of this meeting, the City Council may consider questions raised during the public portion of the hearing and may elect to answer questions following the speakers. The City Clerk shall act as the official timekeeper for this hearing. And at the conclusion of the public testimony, the applicant or his agent shall be allowed a short opportunity to answer questions about the testimony of the public and provide final comments and remarks. Any time devoted to any such rebuttal shall be counted toward the total of 10 minutes allotted. After the close of the public hearing section of this application, I will turn this meeting back over to the City Council, who shall indicate that the public hearing is closed. After these hearings are closed, the applicant or his agent or any member of the public shall no longer address the hearing body in any way, including hand waving or motions for attention. However, at any time considered appropriate by the City Council, we may reopen this public hearing for a limited time and discussion. We will now begin the public hearing to review the new zoning classification request from Ms. Castillo. This case number is RZ0112024. I remind all that only 10 minutes of time is allotted for each side. I suggest that each side may wish to elect a spokesperson to speak for them if possible. The synopsis of rezone application number RZ011-2024 is that it is an application by the citizen Christina Castillo, who resides at 662 Old Gainesville Highway, to amend the city land use management code and rezone her property from residential to the town center district. This property is presently located at the center of the downtown area within the city limits of Pendergrass, and the applicant wishes to rezone her property, which is contiguous to the town center zoning district, from its current residential zoning to town center zoning. Are there any persons that wish to speak in favor of this? Hearing none, we will now ask to hear from anyone opposing this. Any questions from the council? What is this? I will turn this meeting back over to you, ma'am.
I will now close this meeting.